Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. My name's Rachel or Miss Pearl. I don't know how this video or the audio is really going to turn out because this is my third attempt. There has been so much traffic in front of my apartment, so it's been pretty hard to find a time to actually get some peace and quiet. It's hard. I'm sure there's a lot of ASMR creators who have a hard time finding the right time. But anyway, I'm not gonna let that get in the way. I've been meaning to film this video, and this was filmed after my get ready with me. So I'm not sure which one's gonna get up first, but depending on that, today's the same day. I wanted to share a couple of my top curated products that if I were to start my collection all over again, these are the items I would purchase immediately. Or if you are starting out your collection for the first time or wanted to kind of invest a little bit more, these are some things that I would probably purchase to, I don't know, kind of make my life a little bit more glam. I guess none of these are mandatory or it's a must. I really just feel like I wanted to share some of my love for makeup, and yeah, that's really all. So the first thing I want to start with is concealer. I have a couple concealers actually in front of me. Oh, there it is actually. It's behind the camera. So these three are probably the concealers I would purchase. They all are a little bit different, but also kind of serve the same purpose. When I look for a concealer, I always look for a concealer that's high coverage and something that is liquid as well. So this one is probably the most affordable option, and you can find it on Amazon. This one is the Saem Tip Concealer. Comes in a little doe foot applicator like this. And it's a very high coverage concealer, especially perfect for those imperfections or dark spots or acne that you may have and you want to cover. This is literally perfect for that. So I have been repurchasing this, probably my 5th concealer, from the same line that I've been getting, and they come in different colors. I have in the color 1.25, but although they don't have a huge range just because it is a Korean brand, so I could definitely see how color matching might be a little bit of a issue, but if you can get your hands on this and find the right color match, I highly recommend you trying this out. The next one is also a Korean concealer. This is by the brand Hince. It's a pretty mid to high end. You can still find it in drugstores, but this is a pretty popular concealer in Korea. It is high coverage and it really has that seamless, creamy coverage that you don't really find in a lot of drugstore. A lot of times I get drugstore concealers. They either become too cakey or they're too thin. But this is the perfect happy medium where it gives you that coverage, but it's still very light on your skin. So I have been loving this so much. I got this back last year in June when I went to Korea, and I think this is definitely something that I will repurchase every time. Not sure if it's on Amazon, but if it is, I will definitely link all the products down in the description. The next thing is the Hourglass Concealer. This one's quite popular actually in the internet in general. This is a satin concealer, comes in a Saem doe foot applicator. And this concealer is well known for its kind of high coverage satin texture, and I've seen a lot of people use this just as a substitute for foundation, and I have been using that way too, especially during the summertime when I don't want to wear a lot of cushion foundation or any sort of foundation. I will just kind of dab this all over my face, use a little sponge, and I'm all good to go. This is a perfect everyday concealer for anybody who still wants that medium to high coverage, but don't want to essentially put a bunch of foundation or heaviness on your skin. So highly recommend this. A little bit more on the high end, but I do definitely feel like it's worth every penny. The next two are cushion foundations. So these kind of serve two very different purposes. This one, first of all, is a skin cover cushion. I would describe this more as like a tinted moisturizer because I wouldn't say this is full coverage. It's extremely light, and yeah, it's something that I would probably just wear if I am going to work or just kind of going out with friends where I don't need full coverage. But if I need full coverage, I would definitely go for this. This is the Parnnell Serum cushion. It has some skincare ingredients in it, and this has more medium coverage essentially. Has a little puff inside as well, and when you open it, it has that cushion foundation in there. I'll definitely say this by itself is enough coverage to cover my entire face, so been loving this. This one would be more of an addition. However, between this one and this one's a little bit better for the winter time because it's a little bit more glowy and more hydrating. This one is a little bit better for the summertime just because it's kind of in that medium satin finish. So both are amazing. I highly recommend either of them, but if I had to choose, I'd probably go for the Parnnell. Just because of how versatile it is, and the skincare ingredients are unbeatable. The next category is a blush. I'd say, honestly, a lot of times blushes look very similar on your skin tone, especially depends on your skin tone, but I found that a lot of blushes, even if I buy a whole bunch, they kind of end up looking the same. So I've been really liking these palettes. I got this one from the Seek, also from Amazon, but this is in the color number 1, Muted Nuts. So it kind of has that pink, brown, and peachy color. Great for the spring, the fall, also the winter, so really year-round. I also love blushes that are mixed with highlighters because it kind of gives that iridescent without putting a bunch of highlighter on, so those are a great option as well. Speaking of highlighter, my favorite highlighter of this year was the Rare Beauty highlighter. This one, my only caveat is it breaks so easily, which is unfortunate because I love this and it applies so beautifully. I have a little bit on today as well, but this one breaks so easily. But if you can avoid traveling with this, I would say this is such a beautiful iridescent highlighter that really accentuates and makes your skin look like glass. So highly recommend it. I probably would say this fits every skin tone out there, so definitely try it. The next one is another powder item. This is a recent gift that I received from my brother-in-law's girlfriend, and this is the Cherry Blossom Cake by HudaBeauty. It's a beautiful pink powder, and they come in probably other powder colors as well, but I especially like this one to cancel out a little bit of that olive yellow undertone that I have. And it comes in a little sifter like this. So what I like to do is I use a big powder puff and essentially go all over my face. It sets my face for the entire day, and whenever I need to go to work, I can definitely tell the difference of wearing this powder and not wearing this powder. So I highly recommend, if you're looking for kind of a baked powder, something like this is great for anybody who has combination to oily skin. The next one is a contour. So I'm in between two. I like contour sticks and also powders. Really just is your preference. If you want something a little long lasting, I would probably recommend a contour stick, just because I found that it sets a little easier on your skin once you mattify it, and you can be a little bit more, I would say, precise and angular. So I like this to kind of put all over my face and really accentuate my jawline. Something like this, like a contour powder. This one is by Too Cool Hourglass. Is a great mixture as well. You can tell I headband. But these have 3 different shades of browns. So depending on where you're shading, you can contour your nose, contour all over, and just kind of warm up your face after you've put a lot of foundation on. The next category is eyeshadows. So in this shadow, I have 2 that I would recommend. One a little bit more on the affordable end, and the other one if you want to invest a little bit more high end. This one is a Sephora eyeshadow palette that I actually got from the Sephora sale. I think it might have been about $10 or $15, but these kind of have all the neutral shades that you would ever need. It has one transitioning shade, like a light brown, that could probably be used for even to contour as well. And then it has that kind of peachy pink with the shimmer, the medium brown, and the dark browns. So I can do essentially a morning to night look with this powder. And yeah, it's a great all around. And it has a little mirror as well, so it's perfect to kind of on the go. So this palette is called the I Love palette. And I think they come in different shades as well. Yeah, they definitely do come in different shades, but I got the I Love Sephora palette. The next one, if you're thinking of kind of getting one nice eyeshadow palette or have been looking for a good neutral one, I love this one. Kind of a little bit more of a bigger commitment, but I use this almost every day. This is the Natasha Denona I Need a Nudes palette. This palette has a mixture of pinks and browns, and this is great especially because of how well the colors are designed. So mine can look a little crazy because I actually had to rearrange a couple things, but otherwise this is such a great palette. The next one in the list is a waterproof eyeliner. I think eyeliners are great either whether you use pencil or pen, but I personally like a pen for precision. So this one is from Kill Brown CLIO. I also really like the one from NYX, NYX, which is like an epic liner. That one, they have a pen and a felt tip version as well. Both of them work really great. So I would say if you're new to eyeliner, stick with the pencil. But if you are pretty advanced and you want that sharp line, something like a pen would work best. So the next thing I would recommend are blushes. These brushes are good for really multi-use. This one I use for eyeshadow, and this one I use for blush or contour, and this one could work for highlighter. So definitely with brushes, I don't think you really need to spend a lot of money unless you find some good ones, but yeah, these double-ended ones or just something in a set are also really good as well. Alright, last 2 things are mascara. Personally, I like a thin mascara that's waterproof to kind of get into every little lash that I can get. So the CLIO Kill Lash Super Proof Mascara is also a really good find. Last but not least, I'm a huge fan of lip tints and lip glosses. The first one I want to share is the Rodin Glasting Water Tints. They come in a bunch of colors, a lot of different finishes as well. So if you're looking for something long lasting, I definitely recommend the Rodin Glasting tints. If you're kind of looking for something lip glossy or lip balmy, the Milani Fruit Fetish lip gloss is really good as well. Has that huge doe foot applicator that's perfect for all over the lips. Or the Olehenriksen lip peptide treatment is also really great if you want something very natural with just a hint of color. Alright, so I hope these products help. If you have any questions about any of the products, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.